So every time we let Sadie out of the crate, we're going to practice the wait command
Wait.
and the release command.
Hold on. Good girl.
Then every time we go out the door, we're going to have her sit before we go out and also practice that release.
Sadie. Good girl. Hold on.
Go potty. Good girl. Good potty. Good potty. Good girl. Good girl, Sadie. Good girl. Good job.
Good girl. All right, so we're walking her on this harness. See, you stay there. The strap that's a different color is the belly strap. It's gonna go underneath her belly and clip. We're gonna leave the black strap connected. It's just gonna go over her head, so we're gonna make it a lot easier to use this harness so it's not confusing putting it on her. The leash is already hooked to the chest strap. That's where it's gonna connect, and it's gonna connect down here so that when she's pulling, it's just gonna pull her to the side and discourage pulling. So we're gonna have her jump up on something because it's easier than bending down since she's so small. We're gonna put her in a sit position and then put this over her head. And then the belly strap, that's the different color, is gonna go underneath her belly and clip basically under her armpit. Girl. Good job. Good job. Then it's already connected to the harness. We're also going to connect it to her collar. So the little loop that's connected to her collar, we're gonna also clip it there. So that's just gonna keep that leash position right there in front in her chest. All right, and then when we're ready to go for a walk, we're gonna release her off of this bed. Good girl, Sadie. Good girl. Well done. Good. Sadie. Before we start our walk, every time we come to a door, we're gonna have her sit. That way we don't have her dashing out the door. So the door opening doesn't mean she needs to get up. She needs to wait for an invitation. Sadie, sit. Good girl. Good. Good girl. And then when we're ready, we call her out. Well done.
Before we start our walk, we're going to walk Sadie in circles to get her warmed up into heel position. She's on the inside of the circle and you're turning towards her as you walk your circle.
Good girl.
If she lags behind or gets spooked over something, just keep walking in a natural pace. She'll recover and come along. Practice some sits and staying put in a sit. This keeps her focused on you.
Good job.
Helps her to ignore things that may scare her. Can also practice come
Good girl. Sit.
and sit when she gets there. No jumping.
Wait. Okay, come. Good girl.
She doesn't get praise for jumping. She has to be in a sit
Sit. Good job.
in order to get pet.
Good girl. Sadie, wait. Good girl.
If she gets up, just put her right back.
Okay, come. Good girl. Good job. Then when we're done with our walk and we're ready to go back inside, we're going to do another sit at the door. Sadie, sit. Good girl. Be able to open this door. She gets up.
Little tug on the leash or stepping back into her space to get her to sit. Good girl. And then when you're ready, hold on. All right, Sadie. Come here, come on. Come on, Sadie. Come. Good girl. Good job. So when we're ready to take off the harness, we come back to our bed. Since it's the spot she's not going to be running around and wiggling, so we're going to go back to our bed to take it off. Then we're going to go right underneath her armpit and undo the strap. Pull it over her head. Undo where we hooked it to her collar, and then pull it off. So if you can see, the black part is still connected, the leash is still connected to the clasp, and we just undid the belly strap. Then when we're done, we can release her off the bed. Come on, Sadie. Well done. It's great to have a toy basket where all of Sadie's toys are gathered. It's fun for her to pick one that she likes. Fun to tug it out of there. Fun to jump in the basket after it. And then let's play crazy with Sadie.
Good girl.
Throw toys around, let her jump at them, let her bite at them, play tug. But then when we're ready to calm her down, have her sit before you throw it.
Good girl, kitty.
So we get her crazy, and then we can also calm her down.
Down.
Play is great to practice sit as well as down.
Good girl. Good job. Good girl, Sadie.
Sadie is super fun to play with. Also practice putting your hands in her space while her mouth is occupied on the toy.
Sit. Good girl. Good girl. What she got? What else she got? What was that? Oh,
Sadie
what was
loves
that?
to pick which one she likes.
What was that?
Toys are definitely more fun when you play with them. Move them around, make them squeak.
Good girl.
Let them pounce on them.
Yay. What else is in there?
If we teach her to do this with toys, she's not going to be jumping and pouncing at you.
Good girl. Good girl, kitty. Go kitty. Good job. Sit.
Tug is always fun to play. Meal times are also a great time to practice sending Sadie to her bed, practice the sit command, as well as a release.
Good girl. Sit. All done. Good job. Good girl. Come on, Sadie. Come on. Come on. Good girl. All right, so now we've done playing, we've done walking, we've eaten, we've done lots of things, and Sadie's kind of on her downswing. Is now the time we're going to work on grooming. So I've just got a comb here, so I'm going to start working with that with her. So what I'm going to do is put my hand on her collar so that I've got control, and then I'm just going to start brushing out. If she starts mouthing on me, just going to stay kind of neutral. Good girl. I'm going to praise her while she's doing a good job. Good girl. So I'm not gonna try to do this when she's amped up and crazy. I'm gonna do this after she's played, kind of when she's settling down. I'm gonna work on brushing her out. Important to brush out a doodle so they don't get matted. And getting them used to this, you know, a couple times a week doing this. It's good for handling, so you're putting your hands on them without them mouthing and biting on you. Good girl, Sadie. So you can do it here on her bed where she's used to going, and this is kind of her spot. Or if you need to get to places where she's not really letting you, you could also maybe do it on your lap. She does pretty good. Again, my hand is on her collar, so when her mouth comes around to get where my comb is, I'm just gonna use that physical pressure to just keep her off. Good girl. So I'm looking right where I'm brushing, so I'm not engaging in any kind of mouthing with her. Good girl. I'm praising when she's being nice and calm. Good girl. Good job. If she moves around a little, that's fine, but I still got her collar. Good girl, Sadie. So let's see. Putting her on our lap might be another option. To have some control, so we have her sit in her lap. Good girl. So again, I got my thumb right there in her collar, so I'm doing some brushing here. Good job. Might be a better spot if she's getting her face back here and her ears. Good job. Good girl. Yeah, Sadie. Girl. Let's put you here. Good girl. Again, we're going to be doing this after she's played, after she's walked. The time of the day that's kind of nap time. Good girl. Good job. Oh, that's a good girl. Get around her face, get her chin. So if she starts to put her mouth on me, I'm not going to pull away or get really excitable. I'm just going to give that correction word, and hold still until she backs off. Good girl. She will get really mouthy and jumpy and bitey if you get really excitable over this. Stop. That just gets her going. So stay in neutral, but assertive with what you're doing. I'm gonna hold her face away. Good girl, Sadie. Good job. And then when you're done, we're gonna not let her pull away on her own. She needs to hear that release word to know that we're done with this activity. Good girl. All done. So she can get up or she can run away, she can get some toys, she can do whatever she wants. Right, Sadie? What do you think? Yeah? Time to hang out? Good girl. Chewy?
So we can also practice just sending Sadie to her bed. Give her a chewy. Practice sit and down on her bed.
Good girl.
And then we can work on petting and snuggling while her mouth is busy with a chewy. She's not jumping all over the couch. She's not jumping all over me. And we enjoy each other on the couch.